Hi everyone, welcome to Savi channel. The subject is digital image processing, subject code 17EC72, module 4 with the continuation of previous topic like color image processing. This is a small topic which is there in the form of like wavelets and multi-resolution expansion. So let's see what is wavelet and what is its importance. Then we'll move on to the multi-resolution analysis. So sometimes it is called as a multi-resolution analysis also. So before proceeding to the wavelet, let's see the basic thing like FFT, fast Fourier transformation, basically deals with the sinusoidal signals. Okay. So it is the topic like FFT versus wavelet. What is the difference we should know about the FFT? Okay. So FFT and a wavelet. So here what happens, FFT is a basic function which is used or which is applied on a sinusoidal signals. Whereas in the wavelet transformations, what happens, small waves means in the sinusoidal signals you are chopping the signal into small pieces and analyzing is nothing but a wavelet. Okay, so wavelet transformation is nothing but a small waves called as a wavelet. Small pieces of different frequencies is nothing but a wavelet. FFT can only offer frequency information. Okay, so keep in mind that FFT can only offer a frequency information, whereas wavelet frequency plus temporal information. Okay, so that is the main difference between your FFT and a wavelet. Uh, if you're speaking to the application wise, basically it is used in signal processing or speech processing. Nowadays, like Siri, Google, whatever the app providers are there, which uses these type of signal processing or speech processing for the computation. So Fourier analysis does not work well on a discontinuous, okay, form. Okay, it is like some of the complexity will be there in your Fourier analysis. So basically, as we have saw in the previous slide, same thing. It is continuation. Fourier loses time, coordinate completely, analysis the whole signal, short pieces loss, frequency meaning. Okay, whereas in wavelet, localized time frequency analysis is done. Short signal pieces also have a significance. So here, what happens sometimes in the Fouriers, we are going to neglect a small signals. Okay, whereas in wavelets, even a small signals also will be considered as a information. Short signal pieces also have a significance. Scaling will be in the form of frequency band. So I hope you have understood the a little bit difference between FFT and a wavelet. So according to the definition of wavelet, the wavelet transform is a tool that cuts up a data, functions or operators into different frequency components. Once again, I'll repeat. The wavelet transform is a tool that cuts up a data, functions or a operators into different frequency component and then studies each component with a resolution matched to its scale. Okay, you can see here one of the example here is a sinusoidal wave. Okay, sinusoidal wave is being cut shorted into small pieces and you are going to analyze. That's why I told these type of wavelets are used in a speech processing in many of the applications. So Fourier transformation can be given as, okay, f of omega equals integration minus infinity to plus infinity f of t e to the power of minus j omega t dt. So this is the small equation we are going to have in the applications. Okay, a continuous wavelet transformation. For each scale, for each position, the coefficient Sp is equals to integration of signals into wavelet. Okay, and it is a combination of your signal into wavelet. So this is the continuous wavelet transformation. Basically, these type like we are using in the Python code or a MATLAB to evaluate the continuous signal which is getting. Sometimes this type of applications they are used in satellite communication also, and speech processing, signal processing, like that many applications are there. Okay, wavelet transformation, basically in short form it is called as a WT. Okay, don't get confused with only WT means wavelet transform, scale and shift original waveform. Keep in mind the thing is we have to follow scale and shift original signal. Scale and shift operation you could have done more problems in the signals and system in the lower semester compared to a wavelet. So whatever the scale and shift original waveform you are done, you are going to compare with a wavelet, assign a coefficient of similarity. So it's like assigning a ID for that. Suppose if your power is given a speech particular with a signal, so it is being assigned with a some ID for that, and in further process what you are going to do means you just when you give a input for that raw data and you are comparing with the stored data. So such way applications if you take it, so assign a coefficient of a similarity. So this is like one of the example which is being executed. F of t is equal to sin of t. Scale factor will be 1. So this is the output of that one. F of t is equal to sin of 2t. Here the scale factor is 2 here. So that will this is the output in a MATLAB. And same thing, f of t is equal to sin of 3t. So scaling factor will be 3. So this is the frequency output. So such way according to our requirement and according to our application, you are going to apply a scaling factor for wavelets and you are going to analyze the signal. Okay, so this is how we are going to do it in MATLAB program. Yeah, this is one of the example scales in the like frequency sorted. So this is the overall frequency and you are cut shorted in a small piece, okay, in the form of what you call wavelets, and this is also a different frequency. Sometimes I can tell you these type of scaling factors or analysis can be also done with ECG or EMG or also in EEG operations. Okay, so that's why I told you basically these things are used in a signal processing, but in digital image processing sometimes what happens, the frequency analysis has to be done in the form of like a small pieces of segmentation of a images. So during that time you are going to apply in the further topics. I will show you how this can be done with a block diagram structure. Yeah, shifting operation, you can see, as I told you, shifting a wavelet simple means delaying. Okay, keep in mind, scaling factor means you are going to add a constant values for that. But here what happens, shifting a wavelet simply means delaying its onset. Mathematically delaying function f of t by k. Okay, by k you are going to have a delay. You can see the results of this as an input wavelet function and shifted wavelet function with a k value. Okay, so this is how you can do a scaling and a shifting operation in a wavelet transformations. Yeah, you can see this is also one of the example of shifting. So c is equal to 0.0004 and later on if you shift this with a constant of c is equal to 0.0034, so this is the output. So such way you can scale or shift the operation in the wavelet transformation function. So few of the steps we have to follow in the wavelet transformation. I will explain each step what you have to do. So those who choose a signal processing or speech processing or image processing oriented projects with a wavelet transformation, these are all the key steps we have to keep in mind and you have to evaluate or analyze the signal. Okay, take a wavelet. The first step will be take a wavelet and compare it a section at the start of original signal. Okay, so small piece of wavelet you have to take it and you are going to check with the original signal or compare with the original signal. Calculate a correlation coefficient C. Okay, you are going to calculate a correlation coefficient of C. So C is equal to 0.102. So here you are just comparing as I told you in the steps. Okay, with a signal raw data. Okay, it will be called as a raw data or a raw signal. So then next operation, third step, shift the wavelet to the right and repeat the first and second. Okay, once again I'll repeat. The third step says that shift the wavelet to the right and repeat step 1 and step 2 until you cover with a whole signal, because like you are comparing the whole signal with a small wavelet. Scale or stretch the wavelet and repeat the steps 1 through 3. Okay, 1 to 3 you are going to repeat the scaling factor, and fifth step repeat the step from 1 to 4 for all the scales. So likewise what happens for third, this is the result, it is a shifted operation. In the full scale stretching you are going to have an output like this. So these are the 5 steps which we are following in the continuous wavelet transformation function. Okay, I hope this information or these steps may be helpful in solving the problems in the digital image processing, or it may be in the signal processing or in the speech processing. So coefficient plots look like in this form through MATLAB. Okay, so coming to the next one is discrete wavelet transformation. Here a few of the things we have to follow: subset of a scale and position based on a power of 2. Okay, so subset we have to take it, and of scale and position based on the power of 2. Here the constant value we are considering is power of 2. Okay, rather than every possibility scaling you are checking, just you check with a power of 2. Okay, behaves like a filter bank. Okay, so in the discrete wavelet transformation what happens, each blocks will act like a filter bank, signal in, coefficient out. Okay, downsampling necessary. Okay, so certain parameters or output of the filter bank we have to downsample, either upsample or downsample according to our requirement. We are going to do it in a discrete wavelet transformation. Okay, like downsampling is necessary, twice as much data as original signal. So this is the basic introduction of your discrete wavelet transformation. So under this what happens, sometimes in the question paper they will ask you in the form of block diagram. Okay, so how we can do it with a discrete wavelet transformation in a simple block. Okay, so signal, the original signal you are going to inlet. Okay, it is applied in the low pass filter. Okay, as I told in the previous slide that filtering methods are used. Okay, same signal is applied for the low pass filter. As we know what is the operation of low pass filter. So low frequency is allowed and high frequency is attenuated here, and same signal is applied for the high frequency. Okay, so we know that what is high frequency will do. Okay, so it allows only the high frequency signal and cuts off a low frequency. So both the output it is approximated here. Approximation is considered as an output here, when output of a high pass filter is considered as a details. So these are all the two outputs we expect in a discrete wavelet transformation. Okay, so such way this block diagram helps in solving many of the problems in the research, or it may be in the application oriented. Results of wavelet transformation, approximation and details. Suppose if you take it low frequency, approximation A output will be in the form of this one. Okay, high frequency details will be in the form of D here. Okay, so such way you can see that low frequency approximation and high frequency detail can be done with the MATLAB programs. Okay, decomposition can be performed this decomposition operation can be done until unless you get a result properly. Number of iteration you can do it. It's according to your requirement. So this is I can show it as one of the example. So simple wise, if you take it, wavelet synthesis can be done as your CD output and as A. A means approximation and D means detail. It is uplinked. Arrow marks shows that uplinked. Okay, so this is arrow marks represents uplink. With this CD is applied for your high pass filter and CA is applied for low pass filter. Both output will get it in the form of 1000 samples. Okay, so 1000 samples which is useful for the analysis purpose. So this is how a diagram can be written, like upsampling or a downsampling can also be done. So in this part, keep in mind two parameters in a block diagram. This arrow marks represents your uplink, this arrow marks represents your downlink, okay, or downsampling, upsampling and a downsampling. Okay, multi-level wavelet analysis. As I told, in one output or a one diagram, we cannot confirm that this is the result. Okay, for that we go for number of iteration. So this can be done in a simple form. You can see here, S is a signal which is applied for A1 and a D1. So we know that A represents approximation, D represents your detail. Same approximation once again further applied for your A2 and D2, A3 and D3. So such way S is equal to A1 plus D1. So second iteration A2 plus D2 plus D1. So here two details will be considered, and once again further sampling or filtering A3 plus D3 plus D2 plus D1. So such way number of iteration according to our requirement, either you can do it in a Python code or it can be done with a MATLAB coding. Okay, so next topic is like non-stationary property of a natural images. Like you can see here how like a pyramid form of approximation can be done. So this is the original image of a plant which is applied. Some of the filters is being applied for this. Okay, and we are getting a result in the form of graph here. So it is like such way like what we call it as a histogram process. Okay, so whichever the part you want to analyze, whichever the small part region of interest, if you consider, I can put a graph for that, and detailed analysis can be done with a wavelet transformation with a graph output as in the form of histogram. So pyramid image structure. Okay, so pyramid image structure means like how the levels of images can be done. Okay, so start with a n cross n here. Basically, this concept is being used as a convolution neural network. You could have heard of machine learning. In the machine learning, the best one is supervised, unsupervised. In the supervised thing, we use a concept called convolution neural network. Okay, convolution neural network. So convolution neural network is nothing but a number of iteration you are done to analyze the signal and you are going to compare it. So in such way, you can see here it is in the form of pyramids. So first it will be n cross en matrix of an image. So still you are down sample to or divided by n2 divided n divided by 2 into n divided by 2 will get a result in this form. So such way you are going to do a sampling or a structure in the form of 4 cross 4, 2 cross 4, 2 cross 2 and 1 cross 1. So number of levels will be analyzed. So to do this simple operation, we have a block diagram. So that is nothing but an image J, that is the input. Okay, you are going to give. Same it is given fed into the approximation filter which we have saw in the previous slides. And when coming to same approximation filter after applying, you are going to have a downsample. As I told you in the previous slides that upper direction means upsampling, down direction means downsampling. So approximation filter output is given for the downsampler by constant values 2. Okay, and same output you are getting in the level j minus 1. Okay, but here what happens, the prediction, like same thing it is given for the level prediction output. So in between what happens, upsampler is used here, upsample signal is up and added with this one, and you are getting a approximation output. And interpolation filters are used, and you are going to have a prediction for that, and you are going to add some of the errors here, and will get a output in the form of prediction output. So output will be in two form, one is approximation, another one is a prediction form. So predicting means nothing but you are using like a concept called convolution neural network. Okay, what happens, so a best example, like when you purchase your mobile. Okay, the first job what you are going to do means biometric form, like your thumb you are going to give it to your mobile in a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 or level 5 based on the mobile manufacturers. So what it takes means it takes the patterns of your thumb, and it will store it in a memory. Okay, so what happens over there, whenever you second time login or you are going to give a thumb, that time what happens, it uses the raw data, means input data, and it will start to compare pixel level. Okay, and it compares that both are same, means your display will be unlocked. So such applications we can use these type of blocks or pyramid image structures. Okay, and as I told, it is used in a machine learning or convolution neural network. Like that is only I have explained here in the previous slide. Okay, sub-band coding. It is one of the subtopic. They may ask you for sometimes 5 marks in your VT question paper. Okay, sub-band coding. So here what happens? This is the block diagram of your sub-band filtering method, and this is a spectrum splitting property. Okay, let's see what happens here. So x of n is an input which is given for a h0 of n and h1 of n. Okay, so that is the filters we are going to use it, and whatever the output you are getting in the filter of h0 of n and h1 of n, it is given for your downsampling by constant value of 2. So we will get a output in a downsample in h1 of n and h0 of n, and you may stop at this position as a y0 of n for certain application. In further process, what you are going to do, you are applying for the upsampling of by 2 in the both the side. Okay, and here you are considering y1 of n, and that output is once again further process for the filtering purpose. Okay, is given, and both are added and get a result in the form of x of s cap of n. So this is how a sub-band coding can be done in the analysis purpose. So this is the graph. As I told you, like filters, whatever we are using in the wavelet transformation, it will be low pass filter and a high pass filter. So I hope you have understood. Any input in the form of text or it may be in the form of images, you are going to fed, you are going to apply a filters for that here, and you are downsampled by arrow direction you can see here, and that can be stopped at a further analysis. Okay, and if you want to go for further applications, you are going to apply same thing for upsampling. Okay, upsampling by 2, and once again you are going to apply a filters over there, and both the filter output is added, and you will get a result in the form of approximation or detailed. I hope you have understood what is sub-band coding here. That is only it is being explained here. Okay, this is a generalized equation which we can put up. X of z cap, which is the result, which is equal to 1 by 2 h0 of z g0 of z plus h1 of z into g1 of z into x of z, that is a one parameter, plus 1 by 2 h0 of minus z g0 z plus h1 minus z, g1z into h minus z. So this is the output of your subband coding. So both can be done, as I told you, it can be done these equations in the form of like Python coding, or it may be in the MATLAB also. And 2D 4-band filters. Basically, next topic is 2D image with a 4-band filters. The name itself, it is giving that 4-band filters. 4 band of filters are used. So here, as we told, the input will be x of m comma n. It is a 2D image, or it may be the signal. It is given for your h1 of h naught of m and h1 of m. Okay, it is downsampled by some of parameter called 2, okay, in the row form, basically here row form, and that output is further given for h naught of n and h1 of n, and it is downsampled by column wise. It is downsampled by column wise, and you will get a result a of m comma n, that is considered as an approximation. The d value m comma n, it is a vertical details which you will get it. So here we got an approximation with a vertical details, but when coming to the h1 of m and downsample h naught of n and h1 of n, sample by column wise by constant 2 here and 2 here, okay, we are getting hd, okay, or it may be in the called as a d of h m comma n and d with a m comma n. So this output, it will be in the form of horizontal details. So vertical details and a horizontal details, both can be done very easily with the help of 2D 4-band filter banks. Okay, I hope you have understood. Whatever the images you want to analyze, you are going to give it in the form of 2D image, and you are going to get a result in the approximation in a vertical approximation with the vertical details, horizontal details with the diagonal details. So such way these type of filter bands are used for image processing. This is the output of your subband example. This is the input, and after iteration and all, you are getting the result in this form. Coming to the next topic, Haar transformation. Basically, Haar transformation are the transformation used for many applications like face recognition, iris recognition, thumb recognition, such way. So we'll see Haar transformation separable and symmetric. Okay, and it is given as T is equal to transformation T is equal to HFH. Okay, where F is a n cross n image matrix. Okay, F is a n cross n image matrix, and H is n cross n transformation matrix. Okay, so according to this one, what happens? H equals n cross n transformation matrix. H contain a Haar basic function hk of z. Okay, Haar basic function called as a hk of z, and h naught of t can be given as h naught of t is equal to 1 for 0 between the value of 1 to 0 with a time constant. So that can be given given as h1 of t is equal to 1 if t is greater than or lesser than 0 and 1 by 2, minus 1 if 1 by 2. So such way it can be evaluated further process. So Haar transformation basically used in face recognition technology, and you will be having a you can see in the many of the research papers with many of the face coordinates will be there. So that coordinates will be useful for the analysis of face recognition technology. Okay, I hope you have understood what is wavelet and what is the transformation, what is 2D band, 2D 4-band and all. So in the further classes I will be explaining some of the basic things of 2D wavelets also we have covered already. These type of block diagrams you can write it in your exams. Okay, so these are all the outputs of your 2D wavelets, which will be very helpful for the analysis purpose. So as we can see that application of wavelets here, as I told, pattern recognition, biotech like biometric, as I told, facial, coronal, fingerprint recognition. Basically, this is used in face recognition or in mobiles, everything. Feature extraction. Okay, feature extraction means metallurgical, like a rough surface of a metal or a plywood. So such applications you are going to use your wavelet transformation. Trend detection, like a financial stock exchange price detections and all you are going to use. Perfect for reconstructions, okay, like your wireless channel signals, and also main application is video compressions. Okay, so these are all the applications of your wavelets. These are all the links which extra which we referred than your in the textbook. Okay, I hope you have understood few of the things with the wavelets and multi-level wavelet transformation. 2D subband means what, 2D 4-band filters means what. So it will be helpful for the many of the applications. Thank you for listening.